But anyhow, so it's Saturday morning. We're going to do some foam rolling to start with. And I'm stealing one of the nice orange, bigger foam rollers here from Stretch Lab. This is got all those grids in there. And the benefit of that is it kind of pushes up into those tender trigger points and can really help break up and loosen up some of those sore areas in the body. So I'll be using that. It's not, don't worry, if you don't have a foam roller, and I know not everybody does, it's not an entire class of that, but let it be a tutorial so that when you get one, and I would highly recommend that you get one, because it's so beneficial to your recovery and eliminating that post-exercise soreness and just maintaining your flexibility. So we know stretching, of course, improves your flexibility, but also foam rolling. If you think about lumpy dough, and you get like a rolling pin, the more you do this, bigger it gets, the more stretched out, right? So similar kind of concept going on here in our fascia and muscle tissue. And then the other thing I'm going to be doing is stretching with a stretch out strap. So the stretch out strap has lots of little loops all along the way. This one's huge. Again, I'm stealing it from Stretch Lab. But you could just use a belt, you can use a tie, you can use just a traditional yoga strap. So anything that just allows you to sort of grab something else and pull with it attached to your foot, your arm, your hand, wherever. So I'll be going through some stretches primarily with this after we foam roll. So the foam roll will kind of be used as a prep to get our bodies ready for the stretch to come. So let me see how many of you are in here. 5, yay! High five. High five, people. Don't know who they are. So I want to tell y'all a really cool story. Super cool story. So upon the suggestion of a friend, she said, well, you need to just post this on your, advertise this group, this class on your Facebook page. And I'm like, oh, that's like, 700-800 people. That's a lot of people. And I kind of want to work out all the kinks and tweak it, and just, there's always something that can be better. And I know I can't wait till it's perfect, and I just need to put it out there. So I did. I put a, like a little kind of promo ad for the workout group last week. And so cool, a long lost friend. This is what I love about Facebook. As much as people bash it, I love this part of it. So when I was in high school, I went to a boarding school for gymnastics in Louisiana. This was a school for just gymnasts from all over the country. Several coaches from all over the country as well kind of ran this training center, one of which was the Olympic coach, women's gymnastics Olympic coach. But anyways, there was a teammate of mine there. Her name was Nikki from Kansas, and I'm from Kansas, and cute little thing, probably, 4, maybe 5 years younger than me. But we were teammates for several years on this this Olympia Manor gymnastics team. When we all left, most of us lost touch with each other, but through Facebook, you're able to reconnect sometimes with those old long lost friends. And we haven't kept in touch a lot, but then when I put that post out, she immediately wanted to join, and it's just been really fun to connect. And just while I'm doing these classes, I'm thinking, wow, a teammate from 1976 is right now working out with me, in this new venue, and it's just kind of cool. I don't know. So I would encourage you to maybe, and I'm not saying this just for me, but share this with your friends, because there's just something really fun about knowing that, my older sister in Michigan sometimes joins in, and she may even be in now, and it's just kind of fun to know that I've got friends and family from not just here in Texas, but all over, joining me on this journey of virtual exercise, which I know is kind of weird. But anyhow, have some refreshment nearby. We'll probably start in a minute. I can't even see my clock there. So, and this one's weird, wonky. I know, there's a clock right here. Yeah, a minute. So sorry, just couldn't hide all these wires. This is also sort of the control room for the Wi-Fi and security cameras and all that stuff. So I know it looks kind of blah. Probably should have put some of those flower frames here today, but I just wanted to make sure everything worked right. And I'm drinking out of plastic, sorry. I just, when I travel, sometimes I don't want to have glass in the car because it rolls around and I didn't want it to break. So, we are gonna do foam rolling, and then we're gonna stretch with a stretch out strap and maybe a little bit of yoga here. And I think, let me look one more time. 9 people, yay, it's growing, growing, growing. Sorry that I can't see who you are, but hello all 9 of you. So if you've got your foam roller, go ahead and get that out. Set it down on your mat right here. And we're gonna start, and it's just gonna be kind of a all over body foam roll, quick tutorial. So this would be something great to do before a workout, after a workout. It can be 5 minutes long. You could spend more time on each muscle group, make it 10 minutes long. You could do a half an hour. I mean, I've taught 45-minute classes before just on the foam roller, so you can really zero in on those areas that are super tight and sore. But we're gonna start here on our glutes. So you're gonna start in a seated position. Let me see if I can turn myself a little bit this way. All right, so sit right on top, hands come behind you. And let's move that strap over there. And then feet in front. And you're just gonna do the general rule of thumb that I recommend is 5 to 10 passes back and forth across a muscle group. Or you can just hang out. You don't necessarily have to move back and forth. You can simply hang out when you find a tender spot or a hot spot or a pressure point, we call it. But I just kind of like to move just because I like to move. I'm a moving person. I like to stay in motion. The minute I get up, it's hard for me sometimes to sit still. You think that's ADD? I don't know if it's ADD. I just feel good when I move. I like to move. All right, so you'll notice perhaps when you go back and forth across those muscles, areas that feel almost like you're rolling over bubble wrap. It's like pop, pop, pop. And it may even kind of have that popping sensation in the body. Those are areas that are super tight and you're probably smashing it out, which is a good thing. You could have scar tissue. Maybe you've had an injury in the past that you forgot about, and when you start foam rolling, you realize, oh boy, when I fell off my bike 3 years ago and fell on this side, I feel that injury still. So sometimes we think we've fully healed and we haven't, and we need to get in there and address some of those deeper, just kind of adhesions in the body, which is really the body's way of protecting you. So now I'm kind of rolling my knees over to the right side and just going back and forth across that glute medius. Again, you can just kind of hang out if you find sort of that tender spot, or do a little bit of rolling back and forth. If you really wanted to maximize, you would pick up the foot and just cross your ankle over. And now you're really stretching that piriformis muscle at the same time. You're rolling across it, and that's a muscle deep, deep, deep inside your glutes. It's responsible for kind of rotating your leg outwards. And it can get really tight, and in a lot of people, not everybody, that sciatic nerve bundle kind of runs right through those muscle fibers. So if this muscle's tight, it can kind of strangulate those sciatic nerves and just, it causes pain down the back of the leg and even into the low back area. So this can bring relief. All right, so other side, just gonna drop my knees this way. So you'll notice when you're foam rolling, it does require a good bit of core strength because you're having to kind of engage your abs in order to not fall back, and that's a good thing. So you get a little ab workout. And again, you can just kind of hang out or roll, your choice, and then pick up that foot, cross it over. All right, so let's take it to the hamstrings. So I'm gonna sit behind it, and I'm just gonna park it right underneath the knees. So you can do both legs together, which is gonna require a little more upper body strength because I gotta hold myself up. And I have a little bit of an advantage because my arms are quite long, so it's easy to just straighten them and be lifted up. Now if that's hard, just scooch it over, let this leg kind of hold you up, and then just go one at a time like that. And then if you do that, the benefit here is you can roll your leg in like that, kind of hit a little more the inner portion, and then roll it out like that, hi-ya-ya, where it's typically more tender because you're starting to bump up into that IT band. Oh yeah, feels good. And then just do the other side. Same deal. If you're going to go one at a time, maybe a couple passes just straight on, and then maybe a couple passes rotating in to hit the inner thigh, and then kind of rotate it out like that. All right, and then let's take it to the calf. So same deal, one at a time or both. I'll start with both. Even harder because it's just more body weight you got to hold up. You can almost kind of turn it into this reverse plank, a little Pilates move if you want. There are actually just like exercises that we can do on this. I mean, we're using the roller, of course, to benefit the muscle flexibility, but kind of turn it into a little workout. Rotate the thighs out like that to kind of hit the outer portion of the calves, and then kind of go pigeon-toed like that, turning the toes in. And then you could just let the calf muscles rest directly on top, and then instead of the roller rolling, you roll. So this is called flossing, where you just kind of roll your body and kind of move it, ambulate it across that roller, and you can kind of scooch it up, maybe look for those tender spots. All right, so let's move on up to the low back. Not really your low back. So you never want to go directly on the low back, because what happens is it just kind of compresses all those vertebrae together. They kind of crunch. So you want to go just a little bit above that point. But don't run into the wall here. So a little bit above the waistband, and then just drop back down, but not all the way, and then plant your feet and then lift the buttocks up off the floor, and then just roll a little bit back and forth from just above kind of that low back area up towards the shoulder blades. So you can do the hands here, or you can do your hands here behind your head, and just breathe. Make sure you're breathing. Sometimes you hold your breath because it's a little bit tender. And I hope you know the difference and are able to identify in your body the difference between good pain and bad pain. You know, there's the pain that's like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. And then there's that kind of pain where it's like, oh, hurts so good. So try to determine what that is or where that is in your body. All right, and then let's come on up more towards the thoracic. I'm going to scoot forwards there a bit. So now I'm just at the base of the shoulder blades. Hands again behind the head, and if I let my elbows flare out, it's a nice stretch here for the chest. And then lift the hips up and then roll back and forth across upper back, coming up to the neck. Not quite all the way on the neck, but just right below that point. And then here. So if you let those elbows open up, it'll expose more of the muscular area, the muscle. And then you can do a little shimmy. This again would be kind of that flossing thing where the roller stays still and you move. Oh, it feels awesome. Oh my gosh. See, I just look forward to just doing this with y'all, because we get to move and we get to feel good. I mean, we have within our power the ability to do something and make ourselves feel better. It's just like amazing. You just got to get up and start moving. That's the hardest part. It's just overcoming inertia. So once you get up and into motion, you know, 1 minute in, you're good. It's just the thought of it maybe, or just getting started is the hardest part. It's just kind of like on a bicycle. If you're on a bike and you're trying to go uphill, you know, getting it going is the hardest. But then once you get in motion, it's much easier. All right, so let's flip over and we're going to do the front side of the body real quick, and then we'll do some stretching. All right, so I'm going to set the foam roller right there. Bring my hands in front, bring my knees in front of it, and then you can be up high like this and kind of make it more of like a core exercise by rolling the knees under and then back. So when I do it this way, there's not nearly as much pressure on the fronts of my shins. This is your anterior tibialis muscle. But if you're kind of wanting a little more pressure, then sit, if you're able to, all the way down on your heels. And then that's a lot more weight pushing into those muscles on the front side of your shins. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and then exhale. And then let's do a little flossing. Come right to the middle and then just kind of do the little twist. Swing it, swivel it. And as you do the swivel, you can kind of move forwards with the knees. And then you can kind of move back. Should feel really good. So it's almost like it's kind of grabbing that tissue, and then as it spins it around like that in that circular pattern, it's stretching all directions in those muscle fibers. So let's hit the quads. So here you want to be in plank. And then we're going to roll from here, so just above the knees, never right on them. And then push back that way to come just to the tops of your thighs. And then come up, and then go back. And then come up, and then go back. And then come on up, and you can kind of roll the legs out here, like that. So you kind of get a little more of the inner thighs. And then you can readjust and kind of go pigeon-toed, and maybe a little more on the lateral border of those quads. All right, and then just come on off. And I think we're just gonna stop right there. There's lots more that we could do, but we need to do our planks. 2 minutes and 15 seconds today. So this will get us really extra warm, and then we'll go right into our stretching. So for the planks, you've got 3 options. Option 1 is just bent knee here. Hang out as best you can. You can tuck the toes under. So option 2 would be bent knee for a while, straight leg for a while. And if you get tired, just drop down, take a little rest, and then straighten the legs when you can. And then option 3 would be straight legs the whole time, and then maybe some variations. So 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Y'all ready? On your marks, get set, and go now. And we're breathing. We are planking. We are doing it. So squeeze your buttocks, pull your abdominal muscles up, and your gaze is out just a little bit in front of your fingertips there. So take a big inhale breath through your nose here. Exhale, breath out. Squeeze your glutes. Draw the belly button up towards your spine. And then really strong through the shoulders and the chest muscles. Again, inhale, breath through the nose. And then strong exhale breath. Super activate those ab muscles. How about you push forwards a little bit? So bring your chin right over those fingers. Inhale. Exhale, push the heels back. Again, inhale, push forwards. Exhale, push back. 2 more. Inhale, push forwards. Exhale, push back. 1 more time. Inhale, push forwards. Exhale, push back. So again, if you're straight legging it, but you get tired, you can drop your knees. It's a little bit of a break, but then when you're ready, come on back. We got 1 minute left. All right. So separate your feet. And even if you're on your knees, you can drop your hips over to the right and then swing them up. You can drop your hips to the left and swing them up. Straight legs, drop the hips right, swing them back up, and then drop your hips over to the left, inhaling. Exhale, back up. And again, inhale, breath, hips drop over to the right side, and then exhale, back up. Inhale, breath, hips drop to the left. Exhale it up. How about 2 more? Inhale, breath, drop your hips to the right. Exhale up. 1 more time. Inhale, hips drop left. Exhale up. Good, bring your feet together. Inhale, breath, right leg goes up. So if you're on your knees, you can do it that way as well. And out to the side and down, up, outside and down. Straight legs looks like this. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, kick it to the side. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, down. Then we just have 1 more and we're done. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, kick to the side. Inhale, back. Exhale, down. There you go. Bend the knees, push back into extended child's pose stretch. Just breathe. Stretching those arms out long to the top of the mat. Good, now come on up into tabletop position. So knees are apart a bit. Bring the hands underneath closer, and your gaze is right there at the end of the very end of the mat. Inhale, let's drop your belly, look forwards. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tail, squeeze your abs, chin to the chest. Inhale breath, belly drops, chin lifts up. Exhale breath, scoop and round upward. Spread your shoulder blades apart here. One more time, inhale breath. Belly drops down, head up. Exhale breath, round. Good, now I want you to walk your hands way out to the top of the mat, but bring them out wide. Inhale breath here. On an exhale breath, little downward puppy, so your arms stay straight. Just drop your forehead down, and your hips are still up kind of high here. As you press those palms down with straight arms, lift up a little bit. Inhale, look forwards. And then exhale breath, drop your head back down. Inhale breath, press down and look up. And then exhale, hips go back, drop your head down. So this time you're gonna inhale breath, press down and look up. On the exhale, take your right hand across over here, stack it on top of your left, and then you're gonna dive your head through your arms. You're gonna drop your right shoulder down, and even your hips kind of push a little bit over to the left, and you're taking a little peek underneath your arm this way. Wonderful stretch for your right lats. And then come back up, walk both hands over here to the right. Inhale, left hand stacks on top. And then exhale, dive your head through, and then drop your left shoulder down. Just taking a little peek underneath that right arm. And then come back up once more. And then exhale, stretch those arms out to the front, bring the hands together, drop your elbows, and now you're gonna flip the palms up. And as you bend the elbows, wonderful stretch for your triceps and your lats. So kind of dig your elbows into the mat, kind of like you're trying to make an elbow print. Good, to stand the arms back out, flip your palms over, and then press the hands down, look up, and then walk the hands back in a little closer. Let's tuck the toes under, inhale. On an exhale, round your back up, tuck the chin to the chest, lift those knees up a little bit, not all the way. You're gonna push your sit bones straight back that way. So feel your belly kind of pushing on top of your thighs, and your head is right in between your arms here. So this is a wonderful stretch for your Achilles tendons and your soleus muscles deep inside the calves. Stay there for one more breath, inhale. Exhale it out. Good, now can you just slowly straighten your legs out, lift the hips up, and then just drop your heels down to the back of the mat. Spread those fingers nice and wide, palms pressing firmly down into the floor. Good, now lift your head up. You're gonna pick up your right foot and then just pull it real high up towards your belly. See if you can step your foot right up here between your hands. And then go ahead and drop your back knee down, uncurl your toes. Now from here, stretch both arms up overhead, inhale. And then exhale breath, bring your hands inside of the foot here. So they go right there. And then you're gonna lower your elbows down however far you can go. So you might just be right up here, and that's fine. You're probably still gonna feel a good stretch. Otherwise, come on down, maybe come all the way down to your forearms. And then just let that right knee kind of move out to the side a little bit. And I want you to slowly just kind of rock back and forth from left to right with your hips, just a little bit. Kind of searching for that sweet spot stretch on your body. And when you find it, you can just hang out, or you can move, kind of like the foam rolling. You can move, or you can just hang out and hold. Good, now slowly pressing the hands into the floor, come on up. And now you're gonna straighten out this right leg. So bring the hands back a bit more, flex the foot so the toes pull up, lower your chest down over that thigh. Wonderful hamstring stretch. So when you're doing this, I want you to push your heel actively down into the mat. Good job. And then come back up, bend that front knee, walk the hands back up right beside your foot, and then you're gonna tuck your toes under. Can you straighten out your back leg straight? From here, you're gonna lift the right arm up and reach the hand up to the ceiling. Inhale. On the exhale breath, just float your hand down. I want you to kind of sweep it underneath your thigh, kind of like a cat's tail. And then do it again. Inhale breath, right arm goes up. Exhale, float it down. One more time, little cat tail move here. And then last one, inhale breath, reach up. If your arm can go back more, do so. And then exhale breath. Bring your hand down, and then from here, you're going to step back into plank, top of a push-up. So look right there at the edge of your mat. Inhale breath. Exhale breath, push forwards a little bit. Lower the knees, uncurl those toes. Lower down about midway. And then from there, let the hips go down, head up. So your shoulders are down, looking forwards. If you're able to, you can do straight limbs all the way, or just stay there low. Inhale, breath again. Then on the exhale breath, send the sit bones up, tuck your toes under and push your hips up and back into down dog. And just breathe. Turn your head left to right, up and down. Good, now lift your head up. I want you to pick up your left knee, pull it up high towards your belly, and step your foot right there in between your hands. And then you're gonna drop, back knee down, uncurl your toes, and then inhale breath. Reach the arms straight up over your head here. And then exhale breath, you're gonna float the hands down and place them just inside of that foot, making sure everybody's still here. You know, I'm in a new place and I don't know about internet here. I got it figured out at my place, but looks like we're still good. All right, so just lower slowly down. You may feel a stretch right there, or if you can, come all the way down to your forearms and then shift a little bit back and forth from side to side. Oh, it feels so good. How can anybody not like stretching? I think people that don't like it, they probably go way too far to the point of pain, and of course they don't like it. You should never go that far though. You should go just underneath that point. So like on a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 feels like you're about to rip in two, never go there. Go to about a 7, maybe at the most an 8. All right, place the hands back on the floor right beside your foot, and then come on up. And now you're gonna straighten this leg and push your hips back, and then just one hand on either side. You can flex the foot so the toes pull up. At the same time, dig your heel down into the floor like you're trying to make a heel print right there in the mat. And then just lower your chest over. Squeeze this quadricep muscle as well. And just breathe. Inhale. Good, now slowly bring your head and chest back up, and then bend your front knee, hands right beside your foot, toes curl under, straighten out that back leg. And from here, you're gonna reach this left arm up to the ceiling. Look up at your hand there, inhale breath. And then on the exhale breath, just float the hand down gently. Here we go with that little cat tail thing. And again, back up you go, inhale, reach, and look up. Exhale breath, float your hand down again. And then last one, inhale breath, take it up. And then exhale breath, bring your hand back down, and then from here, I want you to step on back into down dog. So sit bones going up, bring your head right between, and let your heels melt to the back of the mat. Sorry, this thing just won't stay in. I gotta come up with a plan for that. Can't really safety pin it in. I gotta figure something out. If you have any ideas, let me know. All right, so sit bones up, heels pressing down. Relax your head. Swing it up and down, side to side. All right, so lift your head up and gaze to the top of the mat, and then from here, you're gonna bring your knees up towards your wrists, cross your ankles, and then push yourself back. to a sit position. So find your strap, go ahead and get that. And we are going to use this for some lower body exercises. I specifically want to show you how you can do pigeon on your back using the strap, because I know for many people, and this is the pigeon stretch, it just hurts, maybe it torques your knee, maybe you can't get your hip down all the way, whatever the reason, it's just not good for you. It doesn't feel good because there's too much stress trying to hold yourself up. So I'm going to show you how to do it with the strap. So go ahead and get your tie, your belt, your strap, whatever you've got, and then just kind of the middle portion of it. And if you've got a stretch out strap with the loops, slide your foot through, your right foot through. And then scoot forwards just a little bit. And then you're going to slowly come all the way down to your back, and then you are going to extend that right leg straight up, and then just rest your head down and extend the left leg down straight all the way. So with both hands, you're going to grab, just if you've got the stretch out strap, just grab some loops. So take an inhale breath. And on the exhale breath, I want you to bend the knee and then pull this foot over here towards the opposite shoulder. So this is kind of a moderate stretch here. If you need more, you would just grab farther down on those loops or on the strap. And you want to make sure that you flex this foot. So pull those toes back to stabilize the knee. And then you're going to pull that heel up high towards your chest. So just imagine what pigeon is like on your back, right? And now you're just on your back the other way. And you can kind of move it around. So some of you may not really need the strap. I mean, if you're tight, it is helpful for sure. But you may want to just grab it with your arms, with your hand like this, and then kind of shifting the shin back and forth from left to right, moving it into that deep stretch. So sometimes what happens when you move it around a little bit like this and stay somewhat active in the stretch is it kind of outsmarts the stretch reflex mechanism. So there's a mechanism, safety mechanism in the body basically, and when you go immediately into a stretch, the body's like, no, stop, don't do that to me. So it kind of clenches down and you're unable to go as far as you're able to. But if you kind of move around it quickly, it kind of doesn't have time and you kind of sneak your way into the stretch. All right, so release. Let's straighten the right leg out now. And what we're going to do is a hamstring stretch with a little P&F technique. So grab a hold wherever, and then as you draw the leg in, just find that end point wherever that 7 or 8 is for you. So on an inhale breath, I want you to push your foot that way. You're not going to move that much, maybe just move a couple inches. So take a big inhale breath through the nose. Here we go. Start to push for 3, push 2, push 1, and then exhale breath, relax, draw that leg in. It should come a little closer. So this is a P&F technique. It's another way to outsmart that stretch reflex mechanism. It's kind of tricking the body. So one more time, inhale breath, push your foot down, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, relax, and draw that leg in. Good job. All right, so just bend the knee, let go. We're going to take it into knee down twist. So take your left hand on top of this knee, your right knee, and then just push it all the way over here to the left. See if you can get it to the floor. So most likely this shoulder is going to roll up a lot. But if you're really flexible, you're able to get that shoulder back down. But don't worry if you can't. Most people cannot. Golfers probably can because they're just so used to all that forceful kind of rotation in the body. And then just use this left arm there, turn to look over your shoulder and breathe. Inhale, breath. Exhale it out. Good, and then just release, come back up. And we are gonna switch now, so place that strap over your left foot, around your left foot, however you wanna do. And then you're gonna straighten out your right leg all the way down, and then grab a hold. Inhale, breath. And then exhale. You're gonna bend the knee. We're gonna go right into that kind of pigeon on your back stretch. So, got something in my eye here. So pull that foot towards your opposite shoulder and flex the foot. So toes pull back. That kind of contracts this anterior tibialis muscle, which stabilizes that knee. And then just draw it in. And again, you can move it around a little bit from left to right. You know, draw little circles, whatever feels good to you. Not too big and not too fast, but just a little bit of movement. You don't have to be perfectly static. All right, and then release, extend that leg up straight, and then just grab a hold here. And then just draw that leg into that 7 or 8 level, wherever that is for you. And on an inhale breath, let's go. Inhale through the nose, push your foot down into the strap for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, breath, relax, and then just draw back in. Do it again, inhale, breath, push, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, breath, relax, and then just draw the leg in, stretch it out. So you'll notice pretty quickly, visually, you can see that it goes farther on yourself and on others. Breathe. Are you breathing? Don't hold your breath. Holding your breath is not good. All right, so then just let go. Bend your knee. Take the right hand on the outside of this knee here. You're going to push it all the way over to the floor over here, and then look over your left shoulder back to the front. So try to get the knee down first, then you're going to open up your chest to the ceiling, and then turn your head as well to look. Kind of wherever your eyes and your head goes, the body tends to follow. Inhale, breath. Exhale, relax your lower back. Notice if you're kind of clenching muscles around the hips and low back here. Again, inhale, breath. Send that breath deep into this left side of the rib cage. And then exhale it out. Good, and then turn your head back to neutral, and then bring this knee up. Good, and then you're just gonna take that strap off and just put it over there beside you, and then bring the knees into the chest one at a time, and then rock a little bit back and forth from side to side. All right, so then grab underneath, interlace the fingers there, tuck your chin to the chest, and then just kind of rock and roll a little bit from front to back, a little back massage. And then come all the way up to sit. All right, so next what you're gonna do, this is gonna be kind of a peculiar stretch, and hopefully it will work even with just your yoga strap or belt or tie. So what you're gonna do, so kind of face the right corner in your room, or as you are oriented here to the screen, whatever you're watching, whatever device you're watching on. And I want you to bend your left knee, so set your foot right there to the back of the thigh. Okay? Then bend your right knee, and then just take the end of your yoga strap, if you've got that loop down there somewhere, put your foot right through that loop, okay? Keep this knee bent. Now I want you to kind of bring this over your head. Just stay with me here. So where are we going? We're gonna do a stretch for the rotator cuff on this left shoulder. So you want to be really, really careful. This is a small, delicate, tender muscle, so you don't want to overstretch it. In fact, that scale of 1 to 10 thing, go to 7 or 8. On this, just go to like a 4 or a 5. You don't want to overstretch for sure here. So I want you to just first take this left hand, put the back of your hand right there at your waist or the small of your back, and just see how far across you can go like that. Then pull taut with your right hand, and then you're gonna grab whatever loop is right there, right? So now just kind of push this leg out there with this right hand there. So sit up nice and tall, inhale breath. On the exhale breath, I want you to start to straighten that right leg out, and notice how it's pulling this arm a little more that direction, giving a wonderful stretch here. Now, if when the leg is straight, you're like, oh, I don't really feel much of a stretch, then bend your knee, grab down a little bit farther on that strap, find the next loop or whatever. Okay, and then hand goes right there, inhale. Exhale breath, push that foot out. Oh yeah, now we are stretching in here. So this is one of those ones that's awkward to do like with your own hand. I mean, you can grab it and pull it, but it's kind of nice to let the strap do it. Now, if you've got that strap over the ball of your foot, you can point your toe and that just a little extra edge there, and then release, and then point, and then release, and just hold it there, hold it there. Now just take this right hand straight up, inhale. Exhale, place it on the side of your head over here on the left, and just ever so slightly, not much at all, just a little bit of a drop, the right ear over to the right. You come back up slowly, inhale. Good, and then exhale down. All right, so bring this foot in and bring this arm around. And we're gonna do the other side. So take that loop off your right foot, and then let's just kind of orient yourself. If you're looking straight on at me now, kind of turn to the left corner, and then put your right foot there up against the back of your thigh, and then take the end of your strap, your belt, whatever, around the bottom of your left foot, and then bend that knee up. And then just take this right arm here. So just kind of show me your hand like that, like I can see it, right? Pretend I can see it. Inhale, and then exhale. Around you go. So the back of the hand kind of starts there, and just kind of slide it right across the small of your back. And then find the end of that strap. Just, pull it taut, obviously. Find a loop. And then sit up nice and tall, kind of facing straight on here. Bring that left arm there. So inhale. And then on the exhale, start to straighten that leg out. And you may not be able to get it straight all the way. Maybe right there, you're feeling that stretch in the rotator cuff. But if you're able to straighten it all the way out, do that. And if it's not enough stretch here, if you're like, well, I don't really feel anything there, then bend your knee, and with your right hand, go a little bit further down that strap. Find another loop there if you can. And then inhale, breath again. Exhale, breath, straighten that leg out, shoot that heel out, and then oh my, wonderful stretch right there. Not really having to force it with anything, just simply straightening the leg does it. So if you want to slide that loop up or over the ball of your foot there, then as you point your toe away, it's just a little bit more stretch, and then kind of release, and then point the toe away, and then release. One more time, point the toe away and hold it there. Take this left arm up, inhale. Exhale, bring this hand over the top of your head, and then just ever so slightly, a little head tilt, left ear to left shoulder. Good, and then slowly come out. Inhale up, and then exhale. So when you come out of that, so let go, you want to come out of that slowly. So you always go into stretches slow, but you want to come out slow as well. So you don't just like jerk right out of it. It could be just as dangerous as going in really fast. All right, so we're going to do one more with the strap down here on the floor, and then we're going to come up to stand to finish. So keep it over your left foot there, and you're just going to come all the way down onto your right side like this. So either stretch all the way out like that, or if you want, you can prop your head up like that. So now what you're gonna do, so this, as you can tell, this strap is like, 10 miles long. So lift your leg up, and then grab a hold about right there. Bend your knee behind you, and then lift your left elbow up over your head. Now come down and grab a hold of the strap, drop the knee and the foot down, and then as you push your arms out over your head, you're gonna feel a stretch in your quads, and it's probably gonna pull the thigh back a little bit, opening up the hip flexor muscles there. So just make sure you don't roll over. So you almost kind of have to intentionally kind of roll this left hip forwards a bit, and then just pull until you feel a wonderful stretch. Breathe, inhale. Exhale it out. Now, on the next inhale breath, push your foot into the strap as if you're trying to kick your leg out straight, but you can't because you're holding on. So inhale breath through the nose, push your foot into the strap for 3, 2, 1, exhale, release, and just draw the heel in. So when I say push, it's not like maximum strength. It's about 20% effort. So just a little gentle pressure, a little contraction there in the quads. One more time, inhale, breath, push your foot, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, relax. Just draw that heel in closer and breathe. Good, now slowly release. You can just let go of that strap, and then using both hands, push yourself up to a sit position. From here, we're just going to take it into a seated yoga twist stretch. So step that left foot right in front of your thigh there, pull this heel in, and then kind of straighten your body out so you're sitting up nice and tall. Hips, chest, shoulders all squared straight ahead. Pull this knee up. You can either hug it like that, or you can take your elbow on the outside with your hand up. Left hand is going to come to the floor right behind you. So inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, rotate around. Try to look over your left shoulder here to the back. Some good pops there. Hope you had some too. Another inhale breath. And exhale it out. Nice. All right. And then release. All right. So let's do all that on the right side, and then we will stand up. Okay. So rock back to get out of this contraption here. You can have a little temper tantrum. No, I don't want to go back to work. No, I don't want to go to school. Okay, so put it around your right foot, okay? And then you are going to come down onto your left hip. So you can come all the way down here to start with, or you can start here and then we go down to there. So pick up your foot, find another portion of the strap that you can grab. Okay, and this other leg is just kind of stretched out there towards the wall. And then I want you to just bend the knee. So you're bending the knee, your elbow's going up like that, and then it's coming over my head. And now I'm gonna drop my head down. I'm gonna drop if your knee's up here like that and your foot's up, drop the knee and the foot down, down, down. So take an inhale breath. On the exhale breath, you're gonna try to straighten your arms out. You won't probably be, depending on where you're holding, you might not be able to. And watch that you don't roll back too much, so kind of pull this right hip forwards. So as you extend those arms out, you're going to feel a stretch in the quads and in the hip flexors. So on an inhale breath, start to push your foot gently into the strap like you're trying to kick your leg out straight. Ready, go. Inhale, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, release, and just let it come back in. Notice if it came in a little further. And then let's do it one more time. Inhale, breath, kick your foot out. 3, 2, 1, exhale, breath, relax and stretch. And just stay there and breathe. Inhale. And exhale it out. Good job. And then just slowly release. And you can just let go of the strap and kick that leg out using both hands. Push yourself up to a sit slowly. Again, getting in those stretches slow, but also coming out. Bring this, come off of my foot there. Bring this right foot around in front. So if you're kind of tight in the hips, you could just put your foot right there next to the ankle, or you can go shin, high shin, knee, knee. So anywhere along the way. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly right here. So this is where you listen to your body and you just do what you can and honor your body, and don't try to force yourself into a position that I'm in or that anybody else might be in. You know, if you were in a class where you could see everybody, you know, sometimes if you look around, it's like, oh, I need to be doing it that way, but then you injure your body by trying so hard to do so. So maybe that's one of the benefits of this virtual stuff, is that you're not worried about that. You know, somebody actually mentioned that to me the other day. I said, what are your pros and cons for virtual classes? And that was one of them, that he's kind of self-conscious, especially in yoga, because he's not super flexible and he doesn't have that problem when he's at home just in his living room with his wife. Okay, so pull that knee up. You can hug it here. Elbow can go there with a hand up. Take that right hand on the floor behind you. First, lengthen that spine up with an inhale breath. And then on the exhale breath, kind of use that arm as leverage. Start to rotate around. Take a look over that right shoulder. Drop your right shoulder down. And then stay there and breathe. Inhale, breath again. And then exhale, a little further around. Look over your shoulder. Good, and then just slowly, slowly, slowly release it back to the front. Good, and then just rock back on your sit bones, uncross your legs, and then just a little temper tantrum here. And then stretch your legs out straight. And then just shake, 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 shake. And roll them. All right, so we're going to come up to stand. So however you want to do that, and bring your strap with you. Your belt, your tie, whatever you've got. So I want you to hold a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So the benefit of the stretch out strap with the loops is you don't really have to grab, it kind of grabs you. So we're going to do a stretch for your chest. So I'm just going to stand a little bit this way. You're going to stretch those arms all the way up over your head. Inhale, breath. And then on the exhale, try to push the backs of the hands beyond that body line. Now don't be arched like that. That's kind of my default, and I've always got to be careful to not be sway back. I'm constantly having to remind myself, okay, tuck the tail, pull the abs in. So maintain that while those arms slightly go back behind the line of the body. Inhale, breath, reach up nice and tall and look up. On an exhale breath, bend the knees, round the back, and just drop the arms to parallel. And I want you to be pushing outwards against that strap, so you're activating the muscles on the back side of your shoulders. Inhale, breath, come back up nice and straight. And then exhale, once again, push those arms back behind you a bit. And then inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, breath, rounding your spine, drawing the belly in, and then pushing outwards. Good, and then come back up, inhale, breath. And then exhale, just lower those arms down. And then shoulders roll around to the back. All right, and then one more stretch here. So grab it with your right hand, drop it behind your back, and then with your left hand, find somewhere to grab. And I want you to stretch your triceps by just pushing down with that left hand and feeling that right arm sort of drop down behind the neck. So inhale, breath. And then exhale, let's take a little side lean over to the left. So when you do that, see where my left arm is kind of shooting over there? And then I'm going to turn my head and look up. Good, and then stand up straight. We're just going to reverse it, so hang on to those same spots. So now I'm going to take my left hand out, and elbow goes up over the head. This elbow's bent right now, but I'm going to take an inhale breath. And on the exhale, I'm going to push down with the right hand until this stretch in the triceps starts to feel really good. And then I'm going to take a little side lean over to the right. Wonderful side body stretch. Turn your head to look up, and then just push that right arm over there. Good, and then come back up, inhale. And then exhale, breath. Lower this arm down, and then just hold on right here. So I know sometimes in yoga we'll do this clasp behind the back and lift thing. Many of you are so tight, I know it's hard to even get your hands together, and then it's just like awkward. So using a towel or a strap where you can grab a little bit farther out can be helpful. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So grab kind of wide, and then stand up nice and tall. Inhale, breath. And then exhale. So push the arms down, push the pelvis forwards, roll the shoulders back, chest open, head up. Inhale again. Now on your exhale breath, you're going to bend the knees. You're going to roll the belly forwards. The arms are going to go up and over right there. So yeah, if you're tight in the chest and shoulders, this probably feels amazing. Good, now slowly lower those arms down. You can just let the strap go and then come all the way back up to the top. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, breath. Lower those arms down. Shoulders roll around to the back. Good, so how do you feel? How is everybody? So there you go, a little foam rolling, a little yoga strap stuff. By the way, just want to show you one quick little thing you can do. I said never really go on the lower back, especially when you're down on the floor laying completely on it with all your body weight. But you could do it like this. So if you've got one of the longer ones, of course it won't work with those short foam rollers, but the longer one, you could put it right there, if you can see, like in the back, and then just kind of use your arms to push, and then flex the glutes, hips forwards, head up, inhale, and then exhale, release. And you can just do a little bit of that. You could even come up against the wall, right, and do it here. Hopefully it is straight. And then you could just a little bit. So some pressure is okay. And then you can even kind of roll off of it and get the QL. That's your quadratus lumborum. It's a muscle that kind of wraps around, kind of like obliques on the backside of your body, basically. Okay, and then you can do it over this way, kind of roll your knees that way, and just a little up and down. Yeah, if you were on your back with all your body weight, this would just almost be too much, okay? So that's a good way to use the foam roller against the wall standing up. Alrighty, so we are done. Hopefully